Hello and welcome back to the channel. We're going to talk about some of the realities of living here in Thailand as an expat. And the first one, being the biggest pain of all, is probably the visa process. Now, Thailand has made it extremely difficult for foreigners to have a long-term visa here in Thailand. Very difficult. No matter what kind of visa you have, there are still steps that you need to go through. I know expats that have lived here 10 years, they have a Thai wife, they got multiple properties that they own, and they have to check in, just like everyone else, every 90 days with immigration. Keeping a good visa, meaning obtaining a good visa that lasts a very long time, is a struggle. ED visas only last a certain time. Retirement visas have so many issues with income, verifying income either through a flow of money coming to your account or a set amount of money that's already in your bank account. The next thing that's a reality here in Thailand are accidents. I've been in an accident, well, it was just me wrecking on my motorcycle, so I guess that doesn't count. But there are other people that have accidents that I know. A friend of mine, I think that was like 4 videos back, just had an accident where he ran a motorcycle, car, everyone's fine, but it was still an accident. They happen all the time here. You could see them, or almost accidents, I would say every day. Every time I get in the car, I see somebody doing something crazy. Now you hear about this stuff before you come here and you're like, people exaggerate these things. No, we don't. Not at all. Matter of fact, it won't take you very long at all to figure out everybody drives crazy. And I don't care where you're from. If you're from New York City or anywhere else, London, big cities, you want to see crazy, come here. So just know that you're always going to have crazy traffic, lots of traffic, depending on where you live, and crazy driving. So I live in Chiang Mai, which is the second largest city here in Thailand. Traffic is bad. Bangkok, traffic is even worse. Now, of course, you can live in other places in rural areas and you won't have this problem. But if you do live in one of the bigger cities, you're going to get used to the realities of traffic and the craziest driving you'll probably ever see. Now, you're also going to get crazy weather. Now, and the weather's kind of extremes here, and it's a little bit different than what I'm used to. I'm from the United States. You know, we're used to 4 seasons, and, you know, we have storms, we have hail, we have wind, we have hurricanes that come through every once in a blue moon, and tornadoes. So, I mean, all this stuff happens back home, but it's different here, and a lot of it's extreme. In the rainy season, I think it happened to us 4 times in the rainy season last year. We got flooded. I mean, the streets are flooded, everything's flooded. It just rained like crazy. Thought it was never going to stop raining. And the last rain we had for the season last year, I think they said it was the most rain they had in 50 years. So, of course, that was pretty extreme. The other thing you're going to find, like the way it is right now, is you got the smoky season. That was something new. So the smoky season's when everyone's burning a lot of agricultural things on all the farms. All that smoke rises up, and this is from not only Thailand, but it's from all the neighboring countries like Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia. All of them are burning these things. It's all going up into the sky, and you end up having smoke everywhere. Today is an extremely smoky day, which is why it would be a bright sunny day right now, but you don't see it being a bright sunny day. It's because the smoke is everywhere, and it's blocking out a lot of the sun. So that's another crazy weather thing that you're going to need to get used to. Now, it's not all year. It's only about 3 to 4 months, the extreme being in March. There's also crazy heat. April, May, my goodness, does it get hot. And I mean hot. And once it starts raining again, which we could really use the rain now, it gets humid. So you got humid and you got hot. And if you're wondering when the best weather is, well, that's going to start towards the latter part of October, November, December, January, maybe the first part of February. It's going to be the sweet spot here in Thailand whenever it feels the best. Another reality of living here in Thailand is the dual pricing, meaning you're going to go to national parks, and the national parks are going to charge a Thai 1 fee low, and then it's going to say foreigners and a higher fee. It's something that a lot of us aren't used to seeing. So that's something you're going to have to get used to here in Thailand because it is definitely a reality. Now, this next one I'm going to call the non-confrontational yes answer. And that is, you can be having a discussion with someone in Thailand, and if they don't understand you, they're still going to agree with you, or if they don't want to offend you, they really want to say no, they may still agree with you. So it's the non-confrontational yes. And it's kind of annoying because sometimes you really just want their honest opinion. Do you or don't you? But just to save face with you, a lot of them will just agree. So just know this ahead of time. I'm not sure how to tell you to overcome this. If you got a good tip, please put that down in the comments and put the suggestions down there that don't offend the Thai as well. We don't want to offend them either. Thailand's got nice people. It's the land of smiles. Really nice people here. Just watch out for the yes. Okay, another reality here in Thailand is safety comes last. Argue with me if you want on this. For those of you who have lived here in Thailand or have visited here for any substantial amount of time, you will know that there are some things that could be improved upon when it comes to safety. Everything from railings to, watching them strap people into zip lines or other rides around here. Safety is not paramount here. Keep that in mind. You are in charge of your own safety. If you're like, whatever, I just want to do things the way they do here in Thailand, so be it. Just know, again, safety comes last. Now, another reality here is the clothes dilemma. If you're bigger, you're going to have some issues here. Now, ladies, if you're wearing, I don't know, let's say you're from the US and you wear a size small or petite, don't get too offended when you wear a small in the US and you come over here and you're wearing a 2XL. So I've had a lot of fun with my wife on this one. Anyway, another thing, guys, if you are bigger, I weigh 200 pounds and I think my suit size, it's like a 44, just to give you some sort of measurements here. I'm 5'9". It's hard for me to find a shirt that fits. It's either gonna fit me like a bag, if I can even find something that fits, or it's not gonna fit at all. And I did find one that was like an XXXL that I put on one time, but the problem was it was too short, like half my stomach was showing. Make sure if you're in a clothing store that you try these things on before you take them home and find out that your belly button's sticking out. So anyway, that is a hard thing to find here. And another thing, it's hard to find good, comfortable underwear. At least it has been in my experience. I'm sure it's here somewhere. Okay, this next one really, really, really got on my nerves when I first moved here until I realized what was going on. Now, one of the biggest websites here is Lazada. It's kind of like Amazon. So they got everything. So I'm ordering all these, man, look at this, a JBL speaker, it's only this amount of money. Ooh, look, a Sony, it's only this much money. Oh, look at this, a Pioneer mixer for playing music, it's only this amount of money. Knockoffs, not real. There are some that are real. If you see the price is low, it's probably not real, unfortunately. These are imports. How are they gonna be cheaper than you buy them in Western countries? Anyway, there are knockoffs here. Be prepared for it. And a lot of things you'll see is a genuine, yeah, right. Anyway, I've had a lot of disappointments come in the mail. Now, if this does happen on Lazada, they do have a return policy. So I have been able to return some of these things. And the reason for return is that they do have a reason for return is the item is fake. So they must know something about this. Anyway, just want you to know that a reality of living in Thailand is knockoffs are sold on a regular basis, which is fine if you're dealing maybe with clothes or something like that. But man, when it comes to electronics, nobody wants fake. Another thing here in Thailand is, I don't care if you've been here 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, you are always a foreigner in Thailand. In other words, you will be treated like a foreigner at all times. I kind of smile. Anytime Kendall and I decide to go somewhere where it's touristy, you can bet right away that they're gonna assume, you don't live here and treat you as such. The cab drivers, the tuk-tuk drivers and everything else, they will treat you as such. You are always a foreigner in Thailand, no matter how long you're here. Now, I'm learning Thai, I'm not there yet, I'm not fluent. I'll let you know when I am fluent if things change on that attitude, if you start speaking Thai with them. But that's probably another year away at least. And the other reality, this will be the last one, is that life is, in my opinion, more interesting here, more fulfilling. It's awesome. I love it. It's not for everybody, but there are a lot of things, a lot of realities and things you got to get used to. But all in all, living here is a breath of fresh air, and I absolutely love it. And I would say to any of you who are debating whether or not to move to Thailand, well, first I would say make sure you stay here on vacation for a while and determine if it's a place you'd want to stay. And don't just stay in a tourist place. Go somewhere a little bit further out to know what daily living is like. But I can tell you right away that I have been happier here. My life is more enjoyable here, and it is the best decision I have ever made in my life. Thank you for watching the channel. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. And until next time, Kap Kun Kap.